Good morning students, welcome to the session. Today in this video I'm going to explain about the modern periodic table. What is that? Modern periodic table, the classification and the important points which are related to the modern periodic classification. In last video I explained about three classifications which are given in our textbook. So what are the three? Dobereiner law of triads, Newland's law of octaves, and Mendeleev periodic table. There were so many scientists, they classified the element their own way. Out of that all the classifications, only three were given in our textbook. Three are given in a textbook. So that I explained in the last video. Now in this video, I will explain and I'm going to start about modern periodic table. So this modern periodic table was proposed by H.J. Moseley. Who's that? H.J. Moseley. See, he observed that when elements are bombarded with high energy electrons, when the elements are bombarded with high energy electrons and the elements emits an important characteristic of X-rays. So he analyzed the X-ray pattern of each and every element. Moseley analyzed the X-ray pattern of each and every element. Due to this reason, he was able to calculate the number of positive charges. The number of positive charges of an atom of that particular element. And based on the number of positive charges in an atom is known as atomic number, and it is denoted by the letter Z. With this analysis, what is this analysis? So there were number of positive charges are there in the atom. So with this X-rays analysis, he realizes that to classify the elements based on the atomic weights, than that atomic weights, if we classify the element based on the atomic number, if the elements are classified based on the atomic number, then means this gives the what are the demerits, limitations are there that he can overcome, that he thought like that. So he thought that the than atomic weight, atomic number is the correct characteristic, is the correct property to classify the elements. So based on that, the law changed from atomic weights to atomic number. So earlier, what is that law? The properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. So instead of that atomic weight, so we have to use atomic number. The properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. So this is the mostly periodic or a new periodic law. Here, this is the modern periodic law. The properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. So earlier we discussed about the Mendeleev periodic table. So based on that, this modern periodic table was classified. The Mendeleev periodic table is known as short form of the periodic table, and this modern periodic table is known as long form of the periodic table. Long form of the periodic table. Atomic number means not only the positive charges. Atomic number means not only the positive charges, and it contains the number of electrons. An atom, it contains number of electrons also. So based on that, again Moseley said that the physical and the chemical properties of the atoms of the elements. So to find the properties of an atom of these elements, So these properties depends on the number of protons, but sorry, 1 minute, once again I will repeat this. The physical and the properties of atoms of the elements depends not on the, this is important, not on the number of protons, but on the number of electrons. Based on the number of electrons and their arrangements in atoms. Atomic number means number of protons earlier. Again, he only did this modification. Atomic number means it is not the number of protons. It contains number of electrons also, and how these electrons are arranged in the atom means main shells, subshells, orbitals, like that. So based on that, again he defined the, he states the law. So again, according to that electronic configuration, the law stated as the properties of elements are the periodic functions of their, instead of this atomic number, he used as electronic configuration of their atoms. Once again, the properties of elements are the periodic functions of their electronic configuration of their atoms. So this is the final law. This is the final law, which is based on that the elements are classified in the modern periodic table. Next, so first we'll discuss what are the we'll discuss about that classification. Just I'll take the cloth. In the Mendeleev periodic table, we have groups and periods. Even in the modern periodic table also, the table is classified by vertical columns and the horizontal rows. Here you see, just this is a model. Here you see that vertical lines. These are the vertical columns are there. These vertical columns are denoted by, or otherwise known as, groups. The vertical columns are known as groups. So in the Mendeleev periodic table, there are 8 groups, and the 8 groups are subdivided and the groups are denoted by the Roman numbers. But in the modern periodic table, there are no subgroups. There are no subgroups, only the main groups, and they start from 1 to 18. So the number of vertical columns, what are the, see, this is one vertical column and this is another vertical column, like that the table is was classified, and there are 18 groups. There are no subgroups, and the names of these groups are denoted with Arabic numbers. Earlier in the Mendeleev periodic table, these groups are denoted with the Roman numbers. But here in the modern periodic table, these groups are denoted with the Arabic numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 groups. There are no subgroups. And each group, I will write one group, first group. In that first group, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and one more element is there. So like that, the elements are arranged in the groups based on their outermost shell, with the similar outer shell electronic configuration. Here in all the 18 groups, the elements are filled, the elements are arranged based on their similar outer shell electronic configurations. So what is that? For example, if we take the first group, in that first group, if you observe the electronic configuration, hydrogen, atomic number 1. So the electron configuration is 1s1. Lithium atomic number is 3. So that electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s1. Next, sodium 11. Its electronic configuration. So when you write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So when you write the electronic configuration of all these elements of particular one group, the outermost electronic configurations, if you observe, all these elements have the similar outermost electronic configuration. See, hydrogen, its outermost configuration is 1s1. Lithium, its outermost configuration is 2s1. Sodium, this is 3s1. Means S1 is common. The electron outermost, see the similar outer shell electrons, all these elements. So like that, based on that, the elements were arranged in the groups. And in the periodic table, all the elements means in the groups, what are the elements which are in the groups will have the same physical and the chemical properties. Now coming to this is about the vertical columns. Now we'll discuss about the horizontal rows. The horizontal rows, so these are known as periods. These are known as periods. Like that, the modern periodic table has 7 periods. How many periods? 7 periods. So they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 periods. And these periods numbers also represented with or denoted by Arabic numbers only. There are no Roman numbers. Earlier in the Mendeleev periodic table, the Roman numbers are used. But here there is no Roman numbers, only the Arabic numbers, groups and periods. So don't confuse the vertical vertical columns are known as groups, horizontal rows are known as periods, and this is important in bits. Horizontal rows are known as dash, or how many periods are there in the modern periodic table, and the vertical columns are known as dash, how many groups are there in the modern periodic table. So like that you may get bits questions in the bits. Now in this periodic table you have in your textbook. So while you are watching this video, just open your page, I think 132, open that page and you follow the periodic table. See, the modern periodic table, in that all the elements are classified into 4 types of groups: S block, P block, D block and F block elements. All the elements are grouped into 4 blocks of elements: S block, P block, D block and F block elements. S block means the first and the 1 and 2. 1 and 2. These 2 groups of elements are known as S block elements. And P block elements. P block elements means from 13 to 18. From like this, here you see. From this is not visible. I'll show you. So first and second groups are known as S block elements. From boron to this is helium, neon. This one from boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. These group of elements are known as P block elements. and the middle in between S and P, this group of elements are known as transition elements, and the down some two groups are given, that horizontal rows are given. These two are known as transition elements. Once again I am repeating: S block elements, P block elements, D block elements, and F block elements. S block elements are known as representative elements. S block elements are known as representative elements, and the P block elements are known as, S and P block elements are known as representative elements, and these D block elements are known as inner transition elements, and the F block elements are known as transition elements. This is about the modern periodic table. See, if you cannot see properly, just open the textbook and follow the video. Follow the page and watch the video. See, based on which fact that these elements are classified into these blocks of elements. If you see the first and second group, in the second group, what are the elements are given? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, and so on. And the P block elements means here 13th, boron, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and neon. Aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, and so on, like that. Here also some elements. Why they are known as first and the second group elements are known as S block elements? See, if you take any element in these first and the second group, for example, if you take sodium, any element, okay, any element, or otherwise if you take beryllium, what is the atomic number of beryllium? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, 4. So if you write the electronic configuration, this is 1s2, 2s2. Means when you write the electronic configuration of first group and the second group elements, you will get the outermost shell electronic configuration, you will get it as ns1 to ns2 only. So in between this s orbital only, based on which the electron is filled in the orbit. Due to that, or the differentiating, or otherwise the differentiating electron. So what is the differentiating electron? When we are writing the electronic configuration of particular atom, the last electron enters into which orbital. So that orbital is known as, or that electron is known as differentiating electron. So based on that differentiating electron, these elements are classified into S, P, D, and F block elements. So if I take beryllium, here you see the differentiating electron. The differentiating electron is entered into S block only, S orbital. So due to that reason, that belongs to S block element. Suppose if I take aluminium. If I take aluminum, see in our textbook they are given with examples. See here, sodium, I will write on the board. Sodium is 11, atomic number is 11. Aluminium atomic number is 13. And scandium atomic number is 21, and cerium, its atomic number is 58. So these are the examples. This is the example from S block, and this is for P block, D block, and F block. So just we will write the differentiating electron of these elements. Sodium atomic number 11 means 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So the last electron enter into S block. So that's why sodium belongs to, where is sodium? Here. So this means that element belongs to S block element. So the first and second group element, they are having the configuration. The differentiating electron enters into only S orbital. Due to that, they are belongs to S block element. Next, aluminium. Its atomic number is 13. Why it belongs to P block element? Because we'll see 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. So here the last electron enters into P block element, P orbital. So that's why that element belongs to P block element. So from 13th group to 18th group, all the elements, the differentiating electron enters into P subshell or P block, P orbital. Due to that, all these groups of elements are belongs to P block elements. Like that, if you take in the middle scandium is there. Scandium, its atomic number is 21. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1. 10, this is 1. So the last electron enters into D orbital. So due to that reason, this scandium belongs to D block element. So like that, even the last element also, when you write the electronic configuration, the differentiating electron enters into F block element. Here clearly it was given in the textbook, the differentiating electron of different groups of elements and their electronic configurations also. Clear it now. So this is about the groups, and each group of element in the periodic table, 18 groups are there. In that 18 groups, some groups have their different names. First group elements are known as alkaline metals. First group of elements are known as alkali metal family. Alkali metal family. And the second group of elements are known as alkaline earth family. Alkaline, what is that? Alkali, here I will see from the textbook. Alkali metal family, alkali earth metal family. So these are known as alkali family and alkali metal earth metal family. Now coming to leave this one, inner transition elements. Now from the 13th to, the elements start from boron. So this group of elements, this family is known as boron family, and the 14th group elements start with the carbon. So this family is known as carbon family. Like 15th group starts from nitrogen. So this is known as nitrogen family. Boron, carbon, nitrogen, this is oxygen. 16th group starts from oxygen. So that group of elements is known as oxygen family, or otherwise chalcogens family, are also known as chalcogens family. Next, 17th group starts from the fluorine. So they are known as fluorine family, or otherwise they are known as halogens family. So sometimes they may ask you, give the examples of halogens family. Fluorine, bromine, like that. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, like that. What are the elements are there in that group? You have to write. Next, 18th group. So this is known as noble gas family. It is known as noble gas family. What is noble gas family? In 9th class you learned about that. This group. 8th group, or it is known as zero group. Why they are known as noble gas elements? Because in that, whatever the atoms are there in that particular group, all the atoms have the electrons are filled by 8 electrons. Outermost orbit is filled by 8 electrons. If an outermost orbit is filled by 8 electrons, then the atom has stability. So to get that stability, remaining all the atoms of that particular elements are participating in the bond formation. So these elements, this group of atoms are not participating in any chemical bonding because already they have 8 electrons in the outermost orbits. So due to that, they are known as inert gas elements or noble gas elements. So this is about groups. Now we'll discuss about how the elements are arranged in the periods. How many periods are there? 7 periods. So water period, the horizontal rows are known as periods. So there are 7 periods. Now how the elements are arranged or classified in the periods. So here in the groups, the elements are arranged based on the similar outermost electron configuration. Now in the periods, the elements are arranged. Based on the, here you see, the number of main shells present in the atom of particular element decides to which period it belongs. Based on the main shells. Suppose if you take an atom, there are different shells are there. K shell, L, M and N shells. So K shell means L is equals to 0, L is equals to 1, L is equals to 2 and L is equals to 3, that values. So L is equals to 0 means it has 1s, 1s only. Then means or otherwise 1s1 to 1s2. It has the subshells of 2s and 2p. And M has 3 subshells. They are 3s, 3p and 3d. It has 4 subshells, 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f. Like that, so on. Now based on this, the elements are arranged in the periods. So first we will take the first period. You see, don't follow this. You follow the table which are given in our textbook. In the first group, there are 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. This is the helium. So in the first group, there are 2 elements are there, hydrogen and helium. Why? Because hydrogen atomic number 1, when you write the electron configuration, it is 1s1. Helium atomic number 2 and its electron configuration is 1s2. And these 2 atoms are having the, what is that? Shells, main shells, S shell. 1s means which shell? K shell. So these elements are belongs to K shell. That's why these 2 elements are belongs to the first period. Depends on the main shell. In the periods, the elements are arranged or the elements are classified. So that's why hydrogen and helium have the same shells. Main shells, they are 1s. So 1s means it belongs to K shell. So that's why that belongs to first group. Now second period, not group, period. Now second period. Second period, it starts from lithium, beryllium to aluminum and so on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elements are there. See, in the first period, there are 2 elements because they belongs to K shell. And the second period, there are 8 elements. Second period. So each period the elements start from the new shell, new main shell. So first K shell over. The next coming one is L shell. So L shell, how many subshells are there? 2s and 2p. Here if you take lithium, it starts from lithium to then argon. Lithium atomic number is 3 and argon atom, helium, neon 18. Argon is 18. Sorry ma. Neon. So this is neon, not this one. Sorry. Actually I did wrong here. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Lithium 2, neon. Neon is 10. So when you write the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s1, 2. This is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So here from the lithium one more shell starts, new main shell starts. So here 2s1 means L and here 2s2, 2p means K and L only. So based on that L shell, new shell, these elements are belongs to second period. And if you take the third period, you see the textbook, then the elements are given clearly in the periodic table, and I took this a printout, but it is not clear. Okay, don't comment anything, just follow the textbook while you are watching this video. Next, third group elements, third period. So third period starts from sodium, magnesium and so on to arsenic. Aluminum to arsenic. Sodium atomic number 11, arsenic atomic number is 18. When you write the electronic configuration of sodium, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So 3 subshell means it starts new main shell, that is M. So these elements start new main shell M. And for argon also 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, because 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, 10 and this is 18. So here 3s, 3p means again M shell only. So in the third period, the elements having the configuration and it's a start from the M main shell. Each period of elements start from the new shell. So these are from K shell and second period are from L shell and the third period from M shell. Now coming to in the third period we have how many M shell means 3s, 3p and 3d. Actually there are 3 subshells 3s, 3p and 3d. So 3s means 2, p means 6, d means 10. So 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 10, 18. So in the third period there should be 18 elements, but instead of 18 they were filled only 8 elements. Why? Because according to the above principle, when the electrons are filled, we have to follow n plus L energy values. Electron after 3s to 3p after the electron enters into 4s, but that 4s is in another subshell. So that's why due to that reason the third group, sorry ma, always I'm telling wrong group, third period, the 8 elements only filled. Now we will discuss the fourth period. Fourth period, how many elements are allotted? Fourth period, if you take, there are, can you see, I will show you the from the textbook. Fourth period, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 elements are allotted in the fourth period. So why they are allotted 18 periods? Once again we will see the orbitals, shells. Fourth period means how many subshells are there? 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f. So again fourth period should start with the new main shell. But in that, one here I wrote, you see, it starts from N shell and it has 4 subshells. But here the electron after filling from 4s and 4s after, according to the Auber principle, the electron should enter into 3d. Then 3d after 4p. Due to that reason, the fourth period, there are 18 elements are allotted. Like that, fifth period, 18 elements from rubidium to xenon, 37 to 54. And the sixth period, it contains 32 elements. Sixth period, it contains 32 elements from 55 to 86, and its configuration is 6s2, 4f14, 5d10 and 6p6. And now coming to the seventh period, actually it is incomplete period because some elements are still not discovered. So it is known as incomplete period. And in this, the elements electron configuration 7s2, 5f14, 6d10 and 7p. So these are about the classification of periods. And in this periodic table, just we discussed about how the elements are arranged in the horizontal rows and the vertical columns, and what type of groups and what are the names of those groups, that all we discussed. The one more point is, in the periodic table, all the elements are classified into metals and non-metals and semi-metals. So what are metals? When the elements are having 3 or less than 3 electrons, then that atom belongs to metal. Then that our element belongs to metal. When the atoms of those elements are having more than 5 electrons, more than 5 or more than 5 electron, then it comes under non-metal. Then the element comes under non-metal. So in the periodic table, there was given a staircase. Here you see, there was given a staircase like this. So this is staircase. Before, all these are metals, and right side are non-metals. These are the metals and these are the non-metals. The elements which are on the staircase are known as semi-metals. Means they're having the properties of metals and non-metal. So here boron, silicon, arsenic, tellurium, all these are known as germanium. All these are known as semi-metals. So this is about the modern periodic table. I hope all you understood. Thank you.